All right. Well, it is Oscar season. It is the week of the 90th Academy Awards announcements, and the nominees are in. And we have the guru of all gurus, in my opinion. I've known Mike for so long, Mike Smith, Media Mike. He's here with us, and we're going to talk about the different nominations, and maybe some surprises and things like that, people that were left out. So, Mike, how are you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, doing great, doing great. Warmer than you, my friend. Warmer than you.
Tell me about it. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not. It's 64 today.
Wow, look at you go. We're like running neck and neck. Nice day for you then.
What?
Good, yeah.
Beats the -2 from last week.
That would definitely be an upgrade. Wow. All right, so let's talk Oscars. Let's start at the top, obviously. Best Picture. I mean, I have to be perfectly honest. I haven't seen a lot of the Best Picture nominees. For me, Dunkirk is by far one of the best war movies I've seen since Saving Private Ryan. That was a great, great film. Where do you land on things? Obviously, the favorite is going to be the Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I mean, what do you think of that film and some of the other nominees?
Well, as someone who lives in Missouri, let me say first off, there is no Ebbing, and that people in the Ozarks are not that rural. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. I had a couple problems with the script because of things that happened that were just totally bypassed, that never would have escaped in real life. Performances are great. I'm so happy to see Sam Rockwell finally get nominated for an Oscar. He's my choice to win. So it was a good film. It's worthy of the nomination.
Do you think you have a film like maybe Lady Bird is the one that all the buzz is about that could knock it off, or you just don't think it's that kind of it's just got that flavor, it's just not going to work?
I'm curious how many people saw Lady Bird. It hasn't played here yet in Kansas City area. I have a screener of it. I saw it in November. But a lot of things affect how people vote. There's really no clear winner this year. It's not, it's not a year for Titanic or for Lord of the Rings, the last one. There's no really clear front runner. Shape of Water got the most nominations, but I wonder if it's a little too quirky for everybody.
Well, I'll be honest, for me, it was a little quirky for me. That's one of the reasons we kind of bowed out of. My wife and I were both kind of like, we'll kind of wait and see. So we've kind of bowed out of that one, but now that it's been nominated for so many awards, we may try to take it in. And, it's great that you describe the three awards as well as you did. I mean, really, to be honest, when we move down the list, we go to Best Actress, and we think, Frances McDormand is obviously the favorite and should win, and obviously Gary Oldman should win Best Actor for Darkest Hour. There really hasn't been a lot of debate in those two arenas. Is there really any surprises that we can expect in those two categories? I mean, I pretty much think that almost everyone is kind of like unanimous on those two categories.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the winners. I was curious why James Franco wasn't nominated for the Disaster Artist. Because if you've ever seen or met or talked to Tommy Wiseau, he nailed the characterization, he nailed the emotion, and the fact that he directed it as well, doing double duty and achieving that degree of work. They're saying, 5 girls said he acted inappropriate, or I don't know if that had anything to do with it, and I don't even know what inappropriate is anymore. I was telling a friend of mine, well, in ninth grade prom, the girl I took literally lived behind the school, and I walked her home, and we stood on her porch for a couple seconds, and I leaned in and gave her a quick kiss. Now, I don't know if she was expecting that. Is that inappropriate? I don't know what inappropriate is anymore.
Well, so, we're going to have to include Mike Smith on the Me Too list now, folks. You hear? He's confessed. It's the first
right.
step. And
I've done it. And hey, I won't name the actor because he's still working. But in 1987, I had an actor approach me in a way I wasn't uncomfortable with it. I actually was flattered by it, but I'm not going to out the guy and say, oh my God, he did this, because and it occurs to different people. If you've been touched inappropriately or molested or raped or done stuff against your will, then God bless you. I hope you get all the justice that you deserve. But we're just getting into this age of he did this, or he gave me a kiss on the cheek. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up, because I had a note there to ask you about the James Franco, and I actually agree with you. I think he may have been snubbed a little bit because at least some of the allegations are out there, even though he's adamantly denied them and other folks have come out defending him. It really does kind of muddy the waters a little bit in this politically correct universe.
Well, especially to see how it's used against them in something that has nothing to do with his talent as an actor. There was a lot of apparently Casey Affleck last year. A lot of people were coming out against him because when he was doing a documentary, he slapped one of the cameramen, the female cameraman, on the ass walking by. Now, sorry, I do that all the time in baseball. But usually means a good job. I don't think I'm anything of it because he's married, but it's just, why would you, if somebody's worked hard and done a good performance, don't use your personal feelings, because that's not what the awards are about.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's we got to move back to The Shape of Water a little bit, because obviously the best director favorite is obviously Del Toro. And, I think that really was a very interesting film for him, and it was great to see it being, rewarded and stuff like that. For me, again, I'm back to Dunkirk, because it's the one that I've seen and I really, really love. Christopher Nolan finally gets an Oscar nod. I mean,
I know.
Do I get a dream come true? Does Nolan get to surprise everybody? Because I would just be thrilled.
I would be as well. I was not overzealous on Dunkirk. I did not like the nonlinear storytelling.
Sure.
But as a director's picture, it was brilliant. And I'm glad, the man's done some incredible work. I'm glad he's finally at least got recognized for it. But yeah, I could see him as the dark horse as it's coming out. But then again, you never know. In this politically correct atmosphere, Jordan Peele did a great job with Get Out.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig did a great job with Lady Bird. As much as I do think that Del Toro's a favorite, I also think that it could be anybody. Once again, even though I think he's a favorite, there's any name called wouldn't surprise me.
When I jump over to, some of the more technical awards like song or score or anything like that, I mean, is anything really sort of kind of locked in for you? Obviously, original song, This Is Me from Greatest Showman won the Golden Globe. The Shape of Water won the original score. Do we see that probably holding over, or is it really just kind of any person's game? Because once you get to those kinds of things, it becomes so subjective. We don't see vote counts, so we never really know how close it gets. It seems like it's the kind of thing that could really maneuver without us ever even knowing.
Yeah, I do think they'll both follow. This Is Me is a great song. It's one of those anthem songs that I could see various organizations using that, from now on in their advertising or in their promotional material. And it's a good song. It's really the highlight of the movie.
Great movie.
Number.
I'm no fan of musicals, but I have to be honest, it was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love this film.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So
they're doing a sing-along release in theaters. I don't know if it's this week or last week.
Yeah, my wife was talking about seeing it in the theater and doing a sing-along, and I told her that she could take my daughter. So you might be pressing your luck with that. Might be pressing your luck. I'm not sure I'm up for a sing-along. I love the movie, but I'm not sure I'm up for that. So let me ask you about, because, obviously, there was a lot of buzz, and I'm kind of torn on this film. I actually wanted to see it, then I've kind of backed off a little bit because of to be honest, it's because of them. They have to bring so much politics into it, and that would be the Post. So all of this, we rushed it to production because of Donald Trump, and we did this because of Donald Trump, and then now Meryl Streep gets the nod for actress, but we don't nominate Tom Hanks or Steven Spielberg. Do you think any of that's sort of just, or do you think it's a little bit of the political game in the Academy, or where do you come down on some of that?
I like, I love Spielberg, with the exception of Logan. And I think it's a very solid film. I think Meryl Streep is the acting achievement in the film. I don't think, compared to her other work, I would have rather seen Jessica Chastain from Molly's Game nominated. I'm glad Margot Robbie got nominated. And, Sally Hawkins for Shape of Water. It's a good, solid group of actresses. But the fact that Meryl wasn't nominated by the Screen Actors Guild, by the same people in her union, was kind of threw me that she would get the Oscar nomination, because usually it's the same people. But she can do no wrong. I mean, she is a brilliant actress, but I hope it's not come to the point where they see her name and say, "Oh yeah, Meryl." I haven't seen it, but I'm sure she's good.
Well, let me ask you one last thing, and that would be, obviously, we have kind of a glass ceiling that got broken. The adapted screenplay section included a nomination by Logan. A great film, dark film, very violent. I mean, it was really, really rough to sit through a genre film like this, and having a child decapitate another human being so early in the film, for me, it was like, whoa. I mean, Art, what do you think about that? You think it's a very thrilling move? You think it's a great accomplishment? Where do you come down on something like that, or is it kind of? I'm a little old school, where the whole rated R movement in the comic book genre is maybe getting a little too far for me. Like, I'm really. I don't see the desire to get this gruesome, and I didn't care for, some of the gratuitousness of Deadpool. But as a whole, I do understand, and I do respect, obviously, Logan was a fantastic film. Where do you land on some of that?
Well, I mean, obviously Deadpool needed the R rated, because that's the characterization. Logan, I thought it worked because of what he does. He's just not, hypnotizing people or, flying past them at great speed. He is hacking people up. So you might as well see and I also think the success of Logan, even though Hugh Jackman said that was his last turn as Wolverine, I think if the Disney and Fox merger goes through, I'm sure the first phone call will be to Hugh Jackman so that Wolverine can be in one of the Avenger movies. That being said, the film critics group I'm a part of, the Kansas City Film Critics Circle, we also voted Logan as the best adapted screenplay of the year. And the majority, our majority of voters, it was a good story and a good script, and it was nice. It was nice to kind of, like you said, break that ceiling and recognize something that normally you'd be like, wow, comic book movie. I can't believe it.
Well, it was definitely good to see. I was really happy about it. Obviously, Media Mike's is where you can find Mike's reviews and that kind of thing. You also do a podcast. Mike, can you plug your podcast real quick before we close that out?
Yeah, certainly. It's called Behind the Mics, and you can find us on Facebook at Facebook / Behind the Mics. And we record every Saturday at the Alamo Draft House here in Kansas City, and we talk current movies, pop culture. We do trivia. We do week's obituaries, and it's just an hour of fun. We advertise it as a little naughty and a lot of fun.
Awesome, so, awesome. Mike Smith, folks, always great to have him with us and sharing his expertise.
All right, sir. Good to talk to you.
All right, we'll have him cut right there. Mike, let me ask if we just do another quick little segment, very fast. I just want to ask you about some faith-based films that are coming up and your thoughts on that genre for my other show, The Christian Show, and just give your thoughts on that kind of stuff. We'll just kind of include it in next week's group, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, welcome back to the Brandon Jones Show. We're going to talk now entertainment. We've talked for weeks about some of the faith-based films that are coming up, and I wanted to bring on an expert who's really just, this is what he does. He's the guru. Mike Smith, he's been a friend of mine, been on our different shows, different things for so long. Let's talk to him about some of these projects. Mike, you're doing okay?
Doing well. Happy New Year.
Awesome. Yes, likewise to you too. And let's jump right to it. We have a whole bunch to get to. Samson from PureFlix comes out in next month in March, and then into April we see I Can Only Imagine is based on a Mercy Me's lead singer. We have another God's Not Dead film. First off, let me ask you about how is your opinion of how the faith-based genre, this explosion of different films coming to theaters, how do you think this is coming along? Are you positive about seeing certain things, or is it just kind of, is the market getting too bloated?